right, folks. So here we are. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how F221 works. And there's no class next week for spring break. Then we'll carry on. And F221 is this one. And this is the one where you actually examine a real full-size Windows hard drive image. And therefore, I made it extra credit because you can only do this if you have a relatively powerful machine. That's why most of our projects are just doing little data to data, because this is big. You need 30 gigabytes available on your Windows machine, and every step will take a long time. First, you have to download the evidence. Now, this is from the government. The government has put up images for forensic people to practice on. So it's an image taken from a real Windows machine, but it is big. You have to download 3 files, and these are in EnCase expert witness format, which is what EnCase uses. So they end in 001, 002, and 003. They look like this. So you have the name of it, data leakage, PC, 7-zip, part 1, part 2, part 3. So it's a multi-part 7-zip file. They broke it up to make sure each piece is less than 2 gigabytes, which is what people like to do, so you can copy them onto a FAT32 volume like a thumb drive, which has a limit of 2 gigabytes per file. So you download all 3 of these files, and I've done that here. So you have 3 files, .001, .002, and .003. Now what you do is you right-click you have to install 7-zip. Then you right-click the 001, and you go to 7-zip extract. And I extracted it to a folder. At home, it was going to take like 2 hours to download. I brought it in here, and it took about 10 minutes to download because the network here is really fast. Unzipping it took about 5 minutes on this, but it could take a lot longer. And the unzipped file is now 20 gigabytes big, 21 gigabytes. That's why you really need some room. Even 21 gigabytes is really small for a Windows hard drive. There's probably an old version like XP or something to make it small. Anyway, so now that you've got this DD copy, it's a literal copy of the hard drive. DD is the Linux copier. It just copies one-to-one, not compressed. And now that you've got that, you can import that into Autopsy, and that will take a long time. So I'm not going to do it live. I'm just going to talk about it. So first you verify the hash to make sure your thing is intact. And then on the DD file, even calculating the hash value will take several minutes on 21 gigabytes. And then you bring it into Autopsy. And here, it's a disk image. You could get a lot of data out of it, but just to make it fast and easy, I settled for just doing recent activity.
Can you convert the 3 files?
No, when you unzip it, it will automatically look in all 3 files and unzip all 3 into one image. So those 3 files will turn into one big DD file.
But when you unzip it, you unzip an individual file, right?
No, you unzip the first file, and this is what they call a multi-file archive. Every zip utility has this ability. You can make a multi-file archive, and all you do is you unzip the first one, and it automatically finds the next ones. It automatically uses each file in turn. This is a very common problem because many people can only put files up to 2 gigabytes. So EnCase and many other products will automatically break things up into those chunks, and you just treat the first one like it was the only one. So then this will analyze when I did it a minute or so. I could possibly do it live, but I don't think I'm going to bother. So when you're done, then it's going to give you a data artifacts, all sorts of good stuff here. A list of installed programs, so you can see when these programs were installed and what they are. And there's a flag defined there. Then you can see the documents that have been used. Most recent documents. Remember, Windows keeps track of all the documents you've been using, so you can right-click and go into a program and look at the recent documents. So you can see all the recent things. If you're looking at an image of penguins and tulips and koalas and so on, and a resignation letter. And then you can look at the prefetch folder. The prefetch folder is a folder that keeps track of everything that's been launched, the last 128 programs that were launched, when they were launched, and who launched them, and how many times they've been launched, because it uses that to calculate which programs to preload in RAM to make the machines respond faster. So you can see some programs launched 82 times, and one of them was launched 59 times, and so on. So there's a flag defined there.
So those things are from RAM then?
That is from the hard drive. This is all from the hard drive. The prefetch folder is on the hard drive. None of this is from RAM. But there's information on the hard drive kept about the processes you are running. These are not live processes. That's a very good point. This is just a hard drive image. This is the old-fashioned classical forensics where you just image the hard drive and forget about the RAM. That's what this is. And then you can find out what web searches were performed, which is pretty awesome. And you see this come up a lot in court. People searched for something, and that will be held as evidence in court. I remember there was a woman who was prosecuted for murdering her husband because they found web searches. She was searching for poisons and stuff beforehand. And that was part of the evidence against her. So you can see what people have been searching for. And I don't know exactly how accurate this is. I don't know if it would catch every browser's web search. It might just be the default ones about Internet Explorer. But anyway, that's a few more flags to find. So this one is kind of a test of you having power of machine and some patience. But it's worth extra credit, and it does let you see what you have to do for these things. What are shell bags? Shell bags are records kept of what folders have been opened, and I think they're the ones that keep track of how big the folder was and where it was on the screen. You know, if you reopen something like the My Computer window, it will open in the same view in the same location where it was last time. I think that's what the shell bags record. In practice, they therefore record a lot about what you're doing. They know what windows, when they were opened and where they were, and who opened them. So they contain similar information to the prefetch folder in that regard. The prefetch folder records things that have been executed on the machine, and the shell bags record folders that have been opened. So it's quite useful, and both of them are in a strange binary format that is irritating to read in the original, so you need a forensic tool to untangle them. Prefetch folders are stored in a strange database, and shell bags are stored in a strange binary format. So that's why you want a tool like Autopsy that will extract it for you. All right, I just wanted to walk through that a little bit so you know what to expect. And I'm going to stop this recording.